YFG Fatso is without question the youngest in charge, taking the hip-hop scene by
question.
storm and terrorizing his ops at every chance he gets. Not only is Fatso an EBK black disciple, but he has mob ties with Lil Durk and the infamous OTF conglomerate. At only 17 years old, Fatso has accomplished more than most have in a lifetime. And I'll warn you, his success has not been a victimless rise to fame, but more like a lifelong war that has been going on in the streets of Chicago for decades now, with Fatso using his music as an instrument for success as well as to rain havoc on his enemies.
I'm never no bitch. Talk crazy. They want to pull out guns, we gonna pull out guns.
I'm gonna drop your little ass. You're not even gonna get the chance to touch it.
I heard that scream.
I can smoke around her as long as it's not in no closed space where she can't breathe. They like, damn.
Hold on, bro. You was smoking loud in front of the baby? Talking about as long as it's not in no enclosed space. Bro, you're in an enclosed space, bro. What? That just threw me off. We had to pause the whole video for that one. He ain't never smoking loud in front of the baby.
FBI, open up!
What's going on?
Around her as long as it's not in no closed space where she can't breathe. They like,
It's not about breathing, bro. You're putting what?
You really up? Hey, hey, say bloodhound! Bloodhound! Yeah!
Oh, they into it? I didn't know he was into it with the bloodhound.
Fatso grew up around Chicago in an area labeled as the Low Bottoms, on Evans between 46th and 43rd,
Oh, okay.
and attended
Right down the
Carter
street.
G. Wilson
Yeah, he
Elementary
went to
School.
Woodson. He got all the guys went to Woodson. He right on the block now. This is what close to where my grandma grew up. My grandma's house is on 45th and Vincennes.
Evans between 46th and 43rd, and attended Carter G. Wilson Elementary
a
School.
lot of my
He has a
homies'
total of
cousins
4
went to Carter.
siblings with
Went to
3
Wilson.
brothers and 1 little sister. While he moved around with his mom and stepdad, and his stepdad had made a living doing construction. And
Okay,
Fatso, ironically, had gotten his name from being the fat kid on the block growing up, and had
That's
always
crazy.
been influenced by his older brother, who we now know as YFG Chalk. Chalk is
I don't know
2
who that
years
is.
older than Fatso, and was living just 8 miles south on 88th and Princeton Avenue,
Okay,
near
so-
Chatham, with Fatso
88th and
traveling
Princeton.
down to hang out with his brother frequently. Fatso looked up to Chalk in a lot of ways, but mostly for his ability to create music. Fatso would start to hop in the booth with
Oh,
Chalk
he
and his
been
friends,
rapping?
and would eventually
Never.
drop his first music video for a song titled Go-Go at only 12 years old. In this video,
Oh,
Fatso is
that's
riding
crazy.
Lime scooters with his friends wearing a YFG hoodie, establishing Young Fly Guys as their new crew. And that day,
No.
YFG Fatso was born.
Okay,
However,
then.
as lighthearted and harmless as he may come off in this video, in his lyrics, he is still talking about
talking
hitting the
that
block with
shit.
30s and dumping on the ops. Fatso was surrounded by violence and crime, and his contribution would be inevitable over time. After he started making his name as a rapper, he would shift his influence from his brother Chalk to more known figures like King Von, who was
Okay.
a documented killer.
We
and-
learning. Like I don't even know. I can't name you one Fatso song, YFG Fatso song, but I know who he is though. So we sitting here learning together.
ended up
Homework
being a
on
victim of gun
documentation.
violence himself back in 2020. R.I.P.
Yeah.
King Von. However, it was figures like this that would pave the way for the youth coming up in the streets of Chicago, including YFG Fatso. By 13, Fatso says he would really pursue his life of crime while joining the 808 mob Black Disciples, and saying that he would run through 10 cars in a week at only 13. Now, I
Dang.
know what you're thinking. How could anyone go through 10 cars in a week? Well, these
Easily, just
vehicles are
joyride.
not your usual lease off the lot, but these vehicles are stolen in order to use them
These vehicles are stolen.
drills
Duh.
and robberies. Once the vehicle has been used and potentially caught on surveillance, they dump the vehicle just to find another and repeat this process over and over again. Fatso became a proud member of the 808 mob, reminding the public that, quote, 808 is stamped in the papers, meaning there are plenty of articles written on the crimes they are involved in.
Okay.
It's around this time, at 13
So
years
y'all
old,
stupid.
that
That's
Fatso
what
would be
you-
arrested and spend 30 days in juvenile hall.
Dang.
Now, since he was a minor, we are uncertain on what his charges actually were, but based off the stories that he shares, I would guess either a GTA or some sort of gun charge.
Yeah,
However,
probably.
when Fatso was released,
To
he would
be in that 30 days, he was a minor like that. He probably either got caught with a gun, or caught in a stolen car, something like that.
ready to showcase his talent for the world and double down on his music career. In 2022, Fatso would drop singles titled Get Stitchy, Gun Up, and Out All Night. And while these songs did well to maintain his career, he still wasn't breaking 100K and reaching those life-changing numbers. But it wasn't until March 2023 when Fatso dropped his first music video on his brand new YouTube channel titled Back Again that he cracked 100K on his YouTube. And in my opinion, this is still one of his hardest songs to date. His name was making noise through the city, and more specifically in the south side of Chicago, Chatham area. It was this video that got Fatso an interview with On a Couch TV, and we would really get an inside look at what YFG was all about. Fatso would go on to say he is EBK Black Disciple, and if you think he's a bitch, you would not hesitate to up the poll, especially if you are trying to backdoor him.
I got this. It's just I was around it. Product my vibe. I'm seeing the shit. I'm in the shit. I'm always with him. Game back. I always doing some badass shit. Like they tell you I'm the youngest. I always be bad. I'm always doing some badass shit for, so it's like that shit just came to me. I'm never no talk crazy. Alright, they want to fight, we can fight. They want to pull out guns, we gonna pull out guns. When I got there, I stood like all 10 instant. They ain't even gonna play. It was going.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like he the youngest jet. It's like he's so hot, but he's slow in doing at the same time. Like
BD, I'm BD. But look, don't get it twisted. If you a BD, you think just because you BD, I'm a BD. Your shit.
Bro, we is fucking BD.
I'm EBK BD. Fuck, cause I'm gonna clap anybody, but I'm BD.
I ain't ever said GDK in my life. Niggas be weird, man.
I'm EBK BD for. I ain't say BD. I'm saying I'm EBK BD for. I'm BD.
BDK for the BDs. That's Opps.
After this interview dropped,
he just said he's stupid.
Not to mention, within this time, Fatso would also drop his first official tape titled No Privacy. Now, we have seen time and time again in these documentaries how as soon as a rapper gets to a certain level of fame, he becomes a target for the Opps.
Oh, you know
and
that.
In this case, Fatso was on IG Live provoking his Opps, saying that if they would try to take his chain, he would drop their ass. While the Opps in the comments would accept the challenge by saying drop the low.
ABK, y'all goofy. Y'all keep talking. I mean, it might look good on you, but it ain't never gonna look good on you if you don't get the chance to wear it. It'll never look good on you if you don't get the chance to wear it. It's not gonna look good on you. Okay. As soon as you reach and touch it, I'm gonna drop your little ass. You're not even gonna get the chance to touch it on my grandma.
If I tell them spam me, they gonna spam me. Y'all want to start that in the comments? Alright. Hey. Everybody in my comments, hashtag crap right now. Chill out, bro.
Now, clearly, Fatso is not to be tested. However, I don't think that 800 TJ agreed because he would also get into a beef with Fatso. But this time, Fatso would be seen on IG Live actually driving down to 800 TJ's block, flashing switches and a Draco. Then, the very next day, 800 TJ would post to his story photos of him on the corner of 88th and Princeton Avenue with the caption YFGK, which stands
cloud so bad, game. Like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying, though? Like, if you gonna be in the streets, you trying to catch your op lacking or whatever the case is, for, go do that. But why? What you coming to your ops block taking pictures for with guns? What you doing this for? What are you doing this for, gang? That's what make it so lame to me.
For YFG Killer, and seems to romanticize the idea of gaining a new fatal enemy. Thankfully, nothing would come from this incident because soon Fatso's life was about to change forever. Lil Durk, one of Chicago's biggest artists, won a Grammy for Best Melodic Rap Performance with his hit single All My Life, featuring J. Cole at the 2024 Grammy Awards ceremony. Shortly after, Fatso would be seen counting money on his IG Live with the one and only smirk. Now, if there is one thing that Fatso knows how to do, is capitalize on his opportunities. He is one smart kid. That being said, with all this Lil Durk clout around him, Fatso drops Princeton Freestyle featuring DCG, which has over 3.5 million views today. And of course, his luck wouldn't stop there. Lil Durk would then post on IG that he would officially welcome Chucky, Lil King, and Fatso to OTF.
Oh, I ain't know know Fatso was OTF. Okay then, Skay.
And would even go as far as to tag his jeweler to ask him for 3 big-ass chains to be made for his new signees. Fatso was going everywhere with Durk at this point, flexing jewelry, meeting with the label, and even cruising on his private jet playing spades. And you know that Fatso would have a single locked and loaded for the streets while dropping a visual to Reap the City, which Reap the City has almost 2 million views also. This kid is a hit-making machine.
You know, the ops get mad when you start getting all that money and shit. The ops get bad, shorty. They get bad.
This force would come to a halt in March 2024 when Fatso would be arrested for a second time for an alleged shooting. However, I'm sure there are a few issues that the OTF lawyers cannot undo. Because within about a week, Fatso was back on the streets again, flexing cash and posting the dead bodies of his ops from rival gangs BVC and Ducktown. I won't show these images due to how graphic this scene is, and surprisingly, Fatso would post this image to his IG story with a caption laughing at the of these two men. Let me also remind you, this is the same day he was released for another alleged shooting. He would also be seen on another IG live saying he is the littest 16-year-old in Chicago while lighting up a backwood.
They can't believe I'm 16.
No, my boo, leave me.
His rollout would seem to work though, because in April 2024, Fatso drops 2 singles titled Racing and Who I Am, which collectively have over 2.5 million views. Right. Not to mention, I don't think this zesty endorsement by Meek Mill in the grips of his Diddy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Not the zesty endorsement, bro. Come on, bro. Not the zesty endorsement. I ain't gonna lie, that shirt is looking. That shirt looking. You feel me? That shirt zestified for sure. They put some extra zest sauce on that shirt right there, my guy. That was one of them. That was one of them design. He probably was high. He probably in a designer store. That's one of them designer shirts where you think you fly as hell, but you really look.
Scandal had done anything
Which if that's
for
what you
Fatso,
doing,
but it happened.
You know?
Shortly after this, the infamous bloodhound Lil Jeff would post an image of Fatso to his story with the caption Rookie of the Year, insinuating that Fatso was a baby and does not seem to pose a threat to the bloodhounds. After this post, Lil Scoom, a close friend to Lil Jeff, would also get involved, dropping a diss track toward Fatso, which would declare war.
You see, like this what I don't be liking about it. Why do y'all want to beef with people so bad? Like you chasing it to the point where you trying to create a problem so you can have an op. Because I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because if you don't have no ops, then first of all, you don't get the attention. Second of all, people don't think they street enough if they ain't got enough ops. So they need more ops so that they can convince you that they in the streets. Look, I got ops. Look, I'm into it with him. What you into it with him for? I don't know. Stupid ass. What?
Throw that shit for kids, but I really heard they harm. Fatso a bitch, he ain't no shit, little boy better play the part. Right back to back in them foreign cars and all these push your go ask.
Like, what did you tell me? What did you say that for?
The next day, Fatso could be seen on IG Live, ready to slide, while his ops in the comments were suggesting that Fatso head over to the E&L store in the ops side of town, which of course, Fatso would accept this challenge. To blow some steam, Fatso would head over to the jeweler to drop.
You ever had one of them days where everything seems to go wrong? I mean, you're just trying to grab a cup of coffee and BAM! You're tangled in a pile of boxes because the shelf was broken. And just like that, I realized sometimes accidents at work are more than just funny stories. They can actually change everything. Trying to handle a workplace injury on your own, it's like trying to fix the broken shelf yourself. More chaos, more headaches, and it's no guarantee that you'll get what you deserve. You got paperwork, insurance calls, and someone always telling you to wait. It's enough to make you wish you had a secret weapon. But here's the thing. There's a team of people that fights for people just like you. For over 35 years, Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, has been winning cases when everybody else said it couldn't be done. In Florida, someone got $12 million after a work accident, even though the insurance was ready to offer just $350,000. In Pennsylvania, a worker was awarded $26 million, which was 40 times the initial offer. These are not just numbers. They're real victories for real people, all thanks to the team that fights hard for justice. More than 1,000 attorneys across all 50 states, like a legal squad ready to jump into action. Yeah. They've recovered over $20 $5 billion for clients. And they have a long history of helping workers get what they're owed. Because when you're injured at work, you shouldn't have to go at it alone. You can just click the link below or the QR code that's on your screen. No endless waits or confusing forms. Just a quick way to start protecting your rights today. So if you had an accident on the job, do not risk doing it alone. You can check out Morgan & Morgan, because even in the toughest workplace accidents, a strong team makes all the difference. And trust me, there's a reason why they're America's largest injury law firm. It's because they fight for the people just like you.
Some racks on more diamonds for all of his hard work he's been putting in. And I did think this clip was a little bit odd when Fatso runs to a nearby trash can because he had to throw up. When he returns, he tells his filmer that he has a condition that makes him throw up after each meal.
What the hell?
I'm a different folks.
For real?
He played.
What the hell?
You finna throw up? What the f?
I can't eat without throwing up. That's another story. Not gonna get out of the story in there.
He can't eat without throwing up. That sound like perks. You talking about you got a condition.
Cause I've been like a kid, like a baby, like a newborn type shit. Everything I eat, I throw back up.
Oh, for real?
So I'm never full.
Now, I'm not an expert and not sure what this is called, but maybe you guys can help me figure this out in the comments. However, the next day, Fatso would post a caption reading, "Tonight we sniff." And that can only mean one thing. But for real, bro would prove us right when
Tonight
he was on
we
IG
smell it
Live
all.
at 8 a.m. the following morning, ready to walk down on an op after breakfast.
I'm Reaper. I'm Big Reap. I am Reap.
Oh,
D Reap. Die Reap. You hear me? THY, not DIE. So I'm put a Reaper on my hand. I heard that scream. Tire marks.
bro, ain't nobody outside,
Tire
bro.
screech. Clearing the screech.
I hate when they on live or on camera, they be trying to act like they really like in war right now, bro. Ain't nobody outside, gang. Ain't nobody on this block right now, folks. It's 8 in the morning. Do your homework. You feel me? Like, ain't nobody, you know you not about to blick this pipe right now. There's nobody there, bro. Be like chasing it, trying to make it, oh, look, I'm really in the streets. Look, gun on my waist. Look, who is that? Who is that? Who is not like this all day, bro? Relax.
They about to turn down right block. Don't turn down this one way. There's one way in, one way out. The way in through the front. The way out is heavy. Yeah. On his knocking.
Nah, bro. Hey, get out there. Take it like that. You see him?
What?
All the way down there.
12. Tweaking. The Jakes be on that.
The Jake's on that. They not on that. You on live in the middle of the street with a big ass gun on your waist and jogging pants. What are you talking about? It's 8 in the morning.
There you go right there. We good.
2 weeks after this incident, Fatso's op, Bloodhound Lil Jeff, would be gunned down in cold blood on June 8th, 2024. R.I.P. Lil Jeff. It didn't take long for Fatso to then post subliminal messages to his IG story reading, "Speaking on me in vain, I won't respond. They though, all of them. Y'all be worried about the wrong I still don't respond to dudes." It's unclear who this is directed towards. However, the timing is a bit coincidental. Fatso would continue to drop more hits with titles Leavin' and Ride With Me, collectively garnering over 3.5 million views, which at this point, 1 million views is a standard for YFG Fatso, which would serve him well, given that on Father's Day, Fatso would become a father himself after his daughter would be born on June 16th,
on Father's Day, it's crazy.
I'm a new father on Father's Day. I guess my face, which I can't see. How much that is?
Pray for that baby. He got a slow ass daddy. Or she.
Hey, baby. I can't see my daughter's face. Where you at, baby? You're pretty, baby.
Now, a 16-year-old having a child is one thing. However, it turns out that his baby mama Lachey, well, she ended up being 22 years old.
Yep, I knew it. This be going on in Chicago, gang. This is weird. This is weird. You 22 and you got pregnant by a 16-year-old little boy. who rap and put guns on Instagram Live, shorty. And then y'all look up and be like, oh, what's wrong with all these kids? This what's wrong with the kids. What the fuck? Ma'am, you're 22 years old. You had a child with a 16-year-old little boy who shoot people, go to jail, rap, and post guns and switches on Instagram. If I told you that was somebody mama and daddy, how does that sound? How did that sound like their life gonna be? By the time they 15, where you think they gonna be at in life? Slow as hell, right? Exact, because they mama and they daddy slow. Like,
old. Fatso has been asked about this topic, and he says that he's not a victim in this situation. In fact, far from it. So I guess we'll just have to take his word on this one. But all jokes aside, days later, Fatso would post this alarming message saying, unaliving myself after I get super rich. I have no idea what he could possibly mean by this. Hopefully he means figuratively, of course. Right. But maybe you guys can help me understand this in the comments as well. Following Lil Jeff's passing, the beef between Fatso and Lil Scoom would continue to boil, as both sides would continue to drop diss tracks at each other back to back. With this beef cooking up over about 2 weeks, Chicago would get the news that on July 7th, 2024, Lil Scoom would also be gunned down. R.I.P. Lil Scoom. Yep. The next day, Fatso would take to his IG to diss Lil Scoom with the caption, every last, and also posting a picture of the Scream mask and the song Smooth Criminal behind it. Fatso would also go live with his comrades to further mock Lil Scoom's passing, insinuating that Fatso allegedly had something to do with
look at that, what's
to
in
further
his mouth.
Mock Lil Scoom's passing, insinuating that
right now. That's the first thing I said when he said he be throwing up. I said, that sound like you on them yerks, boy. Because one thing about them yerks, like some people, I ain't never really popped one, but I never went on no yerks. I popped a half of one time when my back hurt and I was high. I said, I don't like this, folks. But anyway, I know people that was on them yerks. So a lot of times they either perks will either make you throw up or make you go sit on the toilet. You feel me?
Fatso allegedly had something to do with Lil Scoom.
He said you gonna play with the game, play with the game. Hey, bogus as hell. Now we gotta listen to Q50 weak ass. They like, damn.
I'm cool. Is that a good joke, guys? We gotta see the Q50. It's funny. Okay. I'm cool now, right? Lame ass.
Hey, sit on what up and I'm 10 to them like they ass ain't tech. Oh, shit. All these overdoing, I'm up new, they ass next. I know my last play with the Reaper, shorty the Reaper, they taste so. I know my last I need you to book me back on, be calling somebody real quick. Tell me to come outside.
And if that wasn't enough, Fatso would then drop a visual to his single titled Unusual Slander, where he would take another opportunity to diss Scoom after his passing, which this song did over 1 million views as well. Right. And when fans confront Fatso about recording the song before Scoom died, Fatso would give a sinister open-ended response. Then, only 3 days later, on July 11, 2014, 800TJ, the same op that was taking pics on 88th and Princeton Ave, would also be gunned down and lose his life. Now, figures in Chicago like 800TJ and 6'5" Lil Mike would make new enemies daily. So it was no surprise to a lot of people that after 800TJ's death, tons of his ops would flood social media.
That's what I be saying though, like, be wanting to be the quote-unquote top op. So you make a new enemy daily. Every day you getting a new op. 5, 10 new ops every day. Then you get into it with him. Now you into it with his whole gang, so they don't like you. You keep that going. At the end of the day, it's like, where can you go? What can you do? Where can you go and what can you do? You got enemies everywhere that'll knock your head off. Of course you're going to die. Of course you're going to get unalive, bro. Of course you're not going to be here no more. Of course you're going to check out, gang. You not bulletproof. I don't care how much you shoot your gun, how much you keep it on you. I don't care about none of that. Somebody could pop you before you don't even got to see them. So it's like delusion, folks. It's weird. It's weird. It's like a weird delusion.
Media to mock his. Oddly enough, Screwly G, known Bloodhound affiliate, would coincidentally show love to YFG Fatso on the same day that their shared rival had fallen. Screwly G has an insane story of his own. I did a documentary on him as well, and it has been my best performing video yet, so make sure to go check that out after this. Now, aside from gang beefs, using and having a 22-year-old baby mama at 16, Fatso would also catch some flack for his recent IG live, like where he is seen smoking a backwood while carrying his newborn daughter.
Don't worry about my kid. I don't care what y'all think about, bro. I'm BD, y'all sound dumb as hell. My daughter richly, y'all, all that. If I take her to the hospital right now, I bet they gonna say she healthy. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. The reason I'm smoking around her is because I just got told I could smoke around her as long as it's not in no closed space where she can't breathe or where it ain't.
Hey Siri, is it good to smoke around your newborn baby? Hold on, let me ask. Hey Siri, you heard me talking to you. Hey Siri. Oh, she think it's a game. Hey Siri, is it okay to smoke around a newborn baby? I had to use my whiteboard. What does it say? It's not okay to smoke around a newborn baby. Exposure to smoke during pregnancy and after birth increases the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. What are you talking about, bro? Talking about I just got told. Who the hell told you that? The devil? The leprechaun on the end of the rainbow? Who told you that, Shrek? Who told you that, bro?
Ain't no air. As long as I'm in an open space where the weed can move around and it's not being blown in her face,
well, she can still breathe.
I'm good.
Though, right?
Get off my this mama daughter, man.
Now, no judgment on my part, so we can cut Fatso some slack, right? Well, I suppose that is until you see him on IG Live, completely nodding off on what seems to be a perk bender. But all that aside, don't think that it gets in the way of Fatso's work ethic, because in August 2024, Fatso would drop 3 music videos, which have collectively over 4 million views. Not surprising.
I'm gonna stop pausing. When did being a junkie, a crash out, when did that shit get cool? Cause when I was in high school, bro, if you was a junkie, that shit was like, oh no, I ain't gonna lie, that's when niggas thought it was cool. Look, I'm on the Zans. Look, I'm on the Yerky. Yerks weren't really around for real like that. It was like pyramids and bars and lean and shit. Niggas stupid.
So, on his 17th birthday, Fatso drops another tape titled A Reaper Ceremony, which is a work of art to say the least. The fans at this point were noticing that both Fatso's tapes had been released under Santa Ana Sony Distribution and Alamo Records, while Lil Durk's label was clearly under Interscope, which is a part of Universal Music Group. Not to mention, remember when Lil Durk had shouted out Fatso and even tagged his jeweler asking him to make chains? Right. Well, that was even becoming an ongoing joke, since Fatso had never posted an OTF chain since. Right. Coincidentally, the day after fans had been vocal about their suspicions, Lil Durk would post to his IG story with Fatso's song Bougie playing in the back. Durk's always had his finger on the pulse of the streets, no matter what, so this doesn't surprise me. Though in August, Fatso was doing nothing but dropping new music and focusing on his career. But come September, he would be back on his facing the Opps on IG Live at what looks like to be a music video
boy
shoot,
slow as
where
hell.
Fatso would have an old man diss the Bloodhounds.
Get in there, Get in there, Hey, say Bloodhound. Fuck Bloodhound.
Other music video. Fatso would then also double down, dropping a snippet of another Bloodhound diss track using the drunk old man dissing Bloodhounds as the intro, and the same day dropping a visual to his single Princeton Prayer, which has plenty of indirect references to his biggest ops, the Bloodhounds. And to confirm this, Fatso would jump on IG Live to let the fans know that the reason he wasn't dissing Jeff when he was alive was because he had his phone number. So that means he would reach out to him directly, as opposed to posting on IG.
Oh yeah, that sound real good and real cool, bro. Y'all little boy slow as a box of chips. Hey, YFG Fatso, you're done. I'm gonna keep thinking on this thoink that I wrapped up in some grabber. But y'all always ask me, you know what I'm saying, what it is, grabber. And I'm gonna go ahead and relax just to some tunes or something. Cause folks right here, is he in jail? I'm not watching this no more. So is he in jail? Or is he, you know what I'm saying? Cause like him don't last that long, shorty. So either he finna change or like, hey boy, one thing about it though, I'm 26 now. When I was 16, I promise you I was not that slow. These little boys getting dumber and dumber.